The Diary of a Certified Psychopath. Off the crank. Back to brutality. An impulsive ride title, evolving from progressively ambitious plans forged under the ephemeral influence of dopamine rushes, which were themselves triggered by subconscious trips down the gentle inclines of memory lane, aided by a soft tailwind significantly more clement than this early winter dawn's steadily stiffening southerly, whose pernicious chill coiled around mortal ribs like an invisible polar bear hug, belying our climate clairvoyant's optimistic computations by at least 5 negative degrees, and caused the feathered Philharmonic's principal flautists to shiver on their leafless rostrums, turning every otherwise flat note into tremulous cries from the heart that even the greatest prima donnas in musical history would have been hard-pressed to replicate at their virtuosic peak. No strict pacing strategy, other than to attack as many positive gradients as felt physically feasible, in each case easing off before any perceived threat of anaerobic arrears. This casually structured approach allowed me to comfortably surf the A283's serpentine segment through Shoreham's semi-derelict cement works behind a motorised chain gang, then dig my way out of Upper Beeding in comfortable discomfort, taking a little time to glance at sheep safely grazing amidst their unseasonably lush surroundings. Sailed through Small Dole and noted several signs warning of an approaching road closure. To my relief, this blockade was stationed near Woods Mill, which meant I would not be forced to endure the brief but fatiguing blast up Barrow Hill into Henfield, and would shave a healthy chunk of distance off my first serious ride since Strava's homegrown AI learned to use the word solid. Headed right along Horn Lane, which serves as a bypass to Henfield in both north and southbound directions, continuing to push a little harder up the climbs, whilst soft-pedalling throughout all evens and descents, hoping this would allow my perpetually rocketing pulse to beat back down into the Zen zone. Sadly, my 8-year-old Rafa onesie is incapable of restoring historic fitness as effectively as it wicks away sweat. Professor Polar's fully primed senses interpreted this reckless return to a realm where painless progress is deemed an impossible dream by those who make marginal gains their sole goal as a 75-minute pilgrimage on Zone 5's ragged purple edge, which spiralled into a visceral and verified VO2 vortex throughout a gruelling grind up Devil's Dyke's main drag. Ah, if only this were the high point, howled a pair of burning quads, all but starved of life-giving hemoglobin, as I mashed past that lavish contemporary dwelling constructed mainly of panelled safety glass and artificially distressed timber, which, aside from having featured on several historic episodes of grand designs, was in truth only this vertiginous ascent's halfway house. A loose grip on the handlebars, combined with deeper, rhythmical breathing, synchronized to a cadence of 3 strokes in and 1 out, irrespective of riding position, alongside regular transitions between the hood's tops and drops to promote additional leverage points during saddled intervals and ensure every available muscle group was both effectively and evenly utilized, were amongst the eco-conscious techniques that helped haul me to the climb's demonic denouement, where one is confronted by the literal agony of choice between a quad-busting right-hand ascent, which leads on into a succession of rolling punch-ups that are best tackled out of the saddle, if, by lucky chance, a fiendish north wind can assist you all the way to Lucifer's Golf Club, where you'll inevitably be playing with a gale force handicap, whilst keeping a low and narrow profile is advised whenever faced with strong southerly bluster. The alternative of heading straight on which in this instance was my impulsive decision due to the sudden onset of a killer stitch, allows the rider roughly 1 precious and picturesque kilometre to recover over a momentous undulating descent, whereafter they run stem first into the satanically steep Saddlescombe Hill, christened after its neighbouring farm, which averages between 10 and 15% all the way to its summit. Mercifully, or perhaps not, after this relatively short climb has stolen every last millilitre of oxygen from its hapless victim's imploding lungs, they are then rewarded with equally breath-snatching views of the surrounding countryside. Reasonable segment times and average speed, when accounting for subpar conditions, together with my magic carpet's additional weight and inherent aerodynamic deficiencies, which remain more than worth the performance penalty in return for such plush perambulation.